Hello everyone, I'm back with part 2 of the story The Address. I hope you have seen my part 1. In part 1 of the address, we did up to here that narrator had returned back and Mrs. Darling, she was very unhappy to see her back. And then Mrs. Darling, when narrator told her, after meeting her, she could understand very well that the lady was not at all happy to see her there, but still she said that she wanted to talk with her. The woman gave an excuse. What she said? She said that the time was not convenient for her. Narrator should come at another time, which will be convenient for Mrs. Darling. Narrator was very sad, very unhappy, because she had expected to see her things with which she was having a very strong emotional bonding. Understood? Narrator was very hopeful to see those things and to get them back. But here, that did not happen. Mrs. Darling was not at all ready to talk with her. And when you are asking a person, requesting a person and telling a person that you want to talk with the person, but the person does not show any interest, you just cannot barge inside the house, isn't it? So she could not do that. She could not forcefully enter the house. She had to, very reluctantly, she was returning back. And then she could see the name plate again. On the name plate, it was written house number 46. She remembered very well. Mrs. Darling, the address was house number 46. And the name of the street was also there. So she remembered very well that it was the right address that she had reached. Now she was gradually walking back, narrator. She was going back towards the station because she was no more staying at that town, in that town. She had to get back to her own place where she was staying presently. While going back to the station, she remembered about her mother. She remembered how she noticed one day that several things from her house were missing. Maybe she was staying at another place, maybe she was a student at that time, staying in hostel, and she had returned back home during the war time. So one day, now here one thing has been revealed, that this is human, you can say, psychology. This is human nature. That when you are accustomed to see every house is set up in a particular way, with the furnitures, with television, with other things set up at particular place. Now when we see those things every day at the same place, we hardly bother to look at them because we know that they are there. But if one day one of the thing is misplaced, is not there, then we notice the absence, because this is human nature only. We don't realize the presence or the value of something when it is there in our life. The moment the thing is not there, we start realizing its value. So after returning home, narrator, she noticed that certain things from their house were missing. So she asked her mother, where were those things? Why they were not there at the house? And mother her mother told her that she had met or one of her old acquaintance, Mrs. Darling. This lady, she renewed, they were not in touch with each other. Mrs. Darling and narrator's mother, they were not in touch with one another for many years, for a long time. Then one day Mrs. Darling came and she renewed the relationship, and she herself offered that she started visiting their house regularly, and she herself offered, or you can say she volunteered that since it was war time and if narrator's mother was planning to leave the city because of the war, because of the Nazi soldiers, she could take some of their expensive things to her house and she would keep them very safely at her house. Once the war gets over, Mrs. S can come back and take back her things. So she behaved with a very helpful attitude, as if she was having a very helpful attitude and she really wanted to help them. This was the way Mrs. Darling behaved. Now, narrator's mother was a very, you can say, a very gentle and simple woman, innocent kind of a woman. She did not find anything sinister about what Mrs. Darling said. Understood? Nothing evil in it. So she agreed to Mrs. Darling's proposal to give her the expensive things, some of the expensive things of her house to take with her. And she was telling her daughter that every time Mrs. Darling visits their house, when she goes out of the house, she carries a huge suitcase with her, and Mrs. S, she puts several expensive things in that suitcase. For Mrs. Darling, she was a woman, a lady. It was quite, you can say, tiring, at the same time risky to carry such a heavy luggage during the war time. But she was so nice. Mrs. S felt that it was very nice of Mrs. Darling that she volunteered to do it, and she was taking those things along with her. So she was very grateful to Mrs. Darling. Now, narrator was a practical girl. So she asked her mother that has she told Mrs. Darling that she is giving the things to her so that she keeps them safely. They are not meant to be used by her. Has she told this? And narrator's mother, she was so innocent, she said no. She could not say so, because she felt that would be very insulting for Mrs. Darling. If she had herself proposed for the thing, she herself volunteered to take the things with her, why should she have the intention to use them? So she had not said any such thing to Mrs. Darling. And Mrs. S, narrator's mother, was quite happy with Mrs. Darling, thought that she was a very nice lady. But narrator could understand that Mrs. Darling was not so nice. There was some other intention behind it. During that time only she was, you can say, convinced about it. Okay. And when she asked this question to her mother, whether she had mentioned about it to Mrs. Darling, her mother looked at her with a very, you can say, in a very, with such a look she gave, as if she was trying to scold her with a look only, that she should not think such things about Mrs. Darling. So these things memories were coming back in her mind, in narrator's mind, as she was going towards the station. By that time she had reached the station, and she was moving by the places with which she was very familiar, because these were the places where she had lived before the time of war. She was living there. That was the place where she had spent her childhood. So that place was very close to her. But now she was not living there anymore. And she knew that the more she would try to reach the actual place, the house where she was living before the war time, that would make her more unhappy only. And she did not want to get more unhappy. She did not want to become more sad. That's why she avoided it. And she thought to straight away go to the station, because the roads, the houses, the entire place was so full of sweet memories of childhood for narrator. And she did not wanted to remember those days. Those days were happy days. She was feeling very sad because those happy days had passed away, and she did not want to become sad by returning back to those places. Alright, we will continue with the rest of the story in the next video.